Hey, Shalom, Kahala, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Chakodash, the ones head apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to your brothers as well on the highways and byways, doing the works sincerely and faithfully, continue fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we are found in that number to be delivered. All right. So today at camp, the brothers and I, before camp, we was talking about the movie Terminator and how that, the movie, the scene where Sarah Connor was, had dozed off and ended up in this vision of seeing herself in the park with her child. All right. So, the masses in this world, all they know is that Jesus Christ died on the cross and, for the sins for the people. That's basically all they know. All right. But the elites of this world, they truly understand what the Lord's purpose is, man, and what the Lord's will is. They understand this. All right. And this is why they always resort to the Bible for a great movie, title, a great movie line. All right. And in doing so, some of the movies that we see, when brothers watch them, we automatically know and understand this is where these script came from. All right. Such as the script with Sarah Connor in this movie Terminator 2 Judgment Day. All right. They got it right out of the scriptures. So your average everyday, Edomite, they don't have a clue. They don't know what's going on. All right. And even when you tell people that this place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, they think that's far-fetched. Okay. So I'm going to play the clip with Sarah Connor. We're going to go through it from there. But again, this is a fair use act for entertainment purposes only. And let me get it running. All right. So that's what it is, man. That's utter destruction right there by the hand of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, and that's what's coming. Right? And this is what we talk about. This is what we prophesy about. The destruction of Babylon the Great. All right? So let's get a couple scriptures to get through this and just break it down a little bit, right? This is Joel, the second chapter, right? I'm gonna start at. I can start at the top, but I want to start at verse 3. Okay, it says, "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth." All right, so let me stop there. Let's just talk about a fire devouring before them. Okay, so this is a nuclear missile here, all right? And in the warhead is what's going to devour the land. Now, what we just saw in that clip is the result of what's inside of these warheads right here, all right? So in this particular nuclear missile, it appears there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 nuclear missiles in that one warhead, nuclear warheads in that one missile. Okay? So when these things start hitting ground zero, you're going to see exactly what we just saw in that movie. And it also tells you that once these missiles start getting shot, it's over. There's nothing you can do. There's nowhere you're going to be able to go, man. All right? So before them, a devouring fire, and it says, and behind them a flame burneth. This is what's going to get that nuclear missile to its destination. That flame that burneth behind the nuclear missile. Okay? So again, these things that were written aforetime were written for our learning, and now we put these pieces together. All right? There's been years and years and years where men would read these things but not have any clue or idea what it actually meant. All right? But it's meant for us to understand in this time period. All right? Let's go back. It says, "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them." All right? So let's go back to the movie here. And it says, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them. Now watch when you see as she walks up to the fence, right? As she walks up to the fence, let's take a look at it. Let's pause it. You see, the kids are playing. Everything's calm. Everything's peaceful. All right? So it's like the Garden of Eden. Beautiful. You know, what a beautiful day to be out there playing and having a good time, right? But as she starts to realize what's happening, she starts hitting the panic button, trying to get these people to realize. All right? But this is the Garden of Eden before those nuclear missiles. This is what it's going to be like before the nuclear missiles hit. Everybody having a grand old time. Playing, having fun, not thinking twice about anything. All right? So it says, go back, because we're going to come back to this now. Okay. Let's go back to this. It says, before them as the Garden of Eden, and behind them a desolate wilderness, and nothing shall escape them. All right? So behind them, it says a desolate wilderness, and nothing shall escape them. Because as we fast forward, okay, right when that nuclear blast hits, okay, let's check it out now. It's saying nothing's going to escape them. So just look at the nuclear mushroom, the mushroom cloud. And as you see, even with the target being hit, you see the smoke of things started to burn. That's how powerful these thermonuclear missiles are going to be. All right? We're talking within seconds. Let's watch on. She's burning up. And honestly, the nuclear fire really hasn't fully come there. Now here it comes. All right? As it says, behind them a desolate wilderness. Because these nuclear missiles and that flame and that fire, that devouring fire is going to leave nothing left to it, man. So Esau is right on the money when it comes to this thing. Right on the money. from what the scripture says. Behind them a desolate wilderness. Now, if one were to take a picture of the aftermath of these thermonuclear missiles, there'd be nothing there. There'd be nothing to explain except pitch. All right. Let it roll on. Here it comes. Boom. Boom. So that destroying wind mixed with that thermal that radiation, that fire is going to consume the land. There's going to be nothing left back here. Right? And like I said earlier, it's going to give you zero time to do anything. All right? You ain't going to be able to run nowhere. You're not going to be able to escape. Now let's just watch again when that nuclear missile hit. Watch how fast that nuclear heat and radiation gets to these people. Ready? Things are starting to smoke. You see that? Look at the ground. You see that stuff starting to smoke? And this is why the scripture says, and nothing shall escape them. You ain't going nowhere. You might as well sit right where you are when you see them missiles coming over the horizon. Just take a seat and just watch the activities, because you ain't going to be able to escape these things. All right? From there, let me go to Matthew chapter 24 and start at about 34 maybe. Yeah. Let me see. Matthew 24 and 34 says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as in the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. So before Noah entered into the ark, what were they doing? Eating, drinking, marrying, having a good time, going to the park, playing. All right. And the same thing's going to happen this time around. And like I said earlier, these people aren't going to suspect it or expect it. Continuing on. For as in the days of that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving into marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. So this is what it is, man. When these things start to transpire, and the missiles get shot, the nation starts sounding these alarms, there's not going to be much time, man. So this is a reality check. And for all you non-believers out there, you better start looking at, what's going on, because the time is short. All right? And then the Lord is going to start taking us up. All right? As it is written, then shall two be in the field. The one shall be taken, the other left. The people in today's society, in today's world, likes to identify this as the rapture. Okay? But this is our deliverance. This is us being delivered from the noise of the fowler. Okay? From the noise of the archers. And it says, two women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken and the other left. All right? And that's only going to be a short time before one realizes, if a woman is they at work, two women at work, one being of the hope for the elect, an Israelite woman, and she gets snatched up, whoever she's sitting there working with, they're going to be shocked, but there ain't going to be much time after that before they get destroyed. All right? because the scripture says, if the righteous scarcely be saved. Okay? So it's just a matter of time, man. And the way things are going on with these wars, and the least of the flock drawing them out, it's it's here, man. We here. And this is why we gotta trust in the Lord with all our heart, man, and hope and pray that He have mercy on us. All right, let's continue on. I want to go to. Let me go. What's this one here? All right, we got that done. All right, let me go to Job 18. It says, the snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. All right, and we all understand and know that those thermonuclear missiles, the majority of them are going to be shot out of those silos. All right, and this is that snare that's laid for him in the ground. Now, if we know they're in the ground, if we look at the background, you can see they're on some type of lot. You know, now mind you, there were nuclear missiles on some ships. You know, there are missiles, you know, in some aircrafts, but the majority of the nuclear missiles that are going to be shot from one end of the earth until the other are the ones that are coming out of the ground, which is, in pursuant to Job, is known as the snare that is laid for him in the ground. So they're here admiring their handiwork, but this is that very same handiwork that's going to destroy them. Okay? Now it says here, I didn't read this, I just Googled this up. It says here, would the U.S. be doomed if its ICBM missile silos were? Now I want to click on it. I don't know where it's going to bring us to. The national interest. It says, would the U.S. be doomed if its ICBM missiles were destroyed? Well, they're going to be destroyed. Okay? And the U.S. is going to be doomed. This is dated November 24, 2021. There's a reason the U.S. has a nuclear triad. Let me see what we got here. Here's what you need to know. Remember, the U.S. Air Force and Navy just tested an aircraft-mounted ICBM launcher able to fire off a massive nuclear attack from the air using a technology called Airborne Launch Control System. Now, I didn't read any of this article, but I just got through saying how there are some other nuclear capabilities from aircraft. And here it is. All right. Airborne Launch Control System. Let me see if I can keep reading. It says, imagine if America's land-based intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM launch silos were destroyed. Its nuclear-armed ballistic missile submarines have been found and neutralized, and its clear bombers cannot give over enemy's airspace. All the while, during this nightmare, the continental United States itself is suffering a catastrophic nuclear weapons attack. This scenario is highly unlikely, but not impossible. All right? Well, I'll say this. We already know the outcome of America. We already know the outcome. So again, to the untrained mind, they're thinking there's hope that these things will never come to pass. Well, it's going to come to pass because it's going to be destroyed. All right? But it's funny how these columnists, they write these reports with no faith in their system. You know? Why would one even consider writing something of such dire, consequences? What if this didn't happen? What if this got destroyed? And even if it did get destroyed, Do you think there's gonna be enough? What does it say? Let me see here. What do they call them? Do you think there's gonna be enough airborne launch control systems to really affect the country? Absolutely not. Yeah, you may be able to get 1 or 2 off, 3, 4 maybe tops, but not enough to do any significant damage. All right, and most of the damage that's going to be done by this third world war is going to be done here on Babylon. That's where it's at. All right, so I'm not going to read much more of that, but Esau's going to try. They're going to try to fight the fight, but you got to understand. You people got to understand. It's not just Esau fighting these foreign countries. He's fighting against the Lord. All right? That's who he's really fighting against. All right? So let me go to Zechariah. All right? And this is the infamous scripture that we use and go to all the time concerning Sarah Connor in this movie Terminator Judgment Day. All right? And again, where they get the scene from? Right out of the scriptures. So let's go back. Before we read it, let's cue it up again. Let's cue it up. Here she goes, hollering. All right, let's watch it. You see that? Serious stuff here, man. Zechariah 14:12, and it says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord shall smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem." All right? He ain't talking about all the people that fought against these heathenistic nations who are now thinking they're coming to the Lord and, turning their lives over to the Lord. He specifically said all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Okay? And he goes on to say, these people that fought against Jerusalem, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. All right? Classic. This is the classic scripture that all of us brothers, went to from time to time, just to give you people the visual of what the Lord's going to do to these people, man. All right? Classic. Whether you want to believe it or not, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Doesn't matter one bit. As a matter of fact, we continue to hope you don't believe it. Because when them thermonuclear missiles start to get shot over in the air, and you may get a chance to see a couple of them coming down upon you. Okay? Now watch Sarah Connor. Look at that. Boom, boom. How would one flesh consume away? By thermal fire, by heat, radiation. All right? So the elites of the world have gone through these things. They have examined these things. They have understood these things. And they also understand. You got to ask yourself, all right? If they understand how to put this visual together for, Sarah Connor to be on the fence and her whole body being consumed away by the fire, they also understand why this thing is going to happen. For those who have come up against the Lord's people, the so-called Negroes, West Indian, Puerto Ricans, Haitians, and Latins, all of us make up and comprise of the house of Israel. Okay? Esau knows that. And that scripture says it all, says a lot about it. Just that scripture alone. When it comes to that thermonuclear weapon, that thermonuclear fire, that third world war, it is because of what? All those who have come up against the Lord's chosen, man. That's the bottom line to it. Now I graduated in 1991 and I saw this movie back at that time. But back at that time, I had no idea. I had no clue. But now when I watch it with open eyes, now I understand and see They're going down for what they've done to the children of Israel. The Lord is doing all this for us, man. All this for our sakes. And you still got Negroes talking shit. Talking big shit at that. Well, your days are coming. Your time is up. I know I had Elder Apostle Gabar. I gotta finish watching that one. Your time is up. All right? Your time is up. So I'm gonna end it with that. Lord willing, it was edifying. And again, we're coming down that road now where a lot of you people are now starting to realize that what the prophets of the Lord have been speaking about from the head apostles on down is now starting to come to pass. All right, so with that, I'm going to say shalom. I'll see y'all another one.